Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. As many of you know, I've recently hosted a Wings of Fire cover competition. I left it up to you guys to create your own Wings of Fire fan covers. Whether it be for the next book in a feature arc, Legends novel, or Winglet was up to you. And wow, you guys certainly delivered with these fantastic designs. If I saw these in a real book, I would definitely hit the register and buy it in an instant. So today, I'm going to be sharing my top 18 favorite picks. If you submitted an entry, then I saw it and considered yours. However, I can't share every single one in this video, but I appreciate the hard work all of you put in. You seriously blew me away. And don't worry if yours wasn't featured, I'll be hosting more contests in the future. But before we begin, a huge shout out to my patrons. DarkLover95, 3 Moons, and Bombier. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. I actually do have an honorable mention to share with you all before we begin. I know I said no when remaking a previous cover, but I really like Coraline Fowler's entry for its uniqueness. They created Turtle using loom bands and drew the background of his cover. I thought this looked absolutely excellent, and I was really surprised by how it was made. Shout out to Coraline, this one looks awesome. But now, it's time to get into our official top 18. Starting off with Carly the Person, let me just say that you drew your Mud Knight hybrid so well, oh my goodness. Your style is so awesome, and the fact that this was done on paper has me in awe. Darcy's name is Mountain, which is actually really fitting considering the 2 tribes they're from. From the design to the artwork, this entry just screams creativity and passion, and I love it. At number 17, we have Pixie the Fox, who drew this awesome fan cover. I absolutely love the spikes, horns, wings, expression, and body. This piece is just brimming with life all over. Plus, the detail of the horns and the lava reflecting on their scales is perfect. The background is simplistic yet colorful, adding a whole new level with its colors. It's just an outstanding work of art, and I was so happy to see it. Coming in at 16th place, we have Sunset. They created their own Legends book cover about Chameleon, and it just blew me away. First off, the details on his different forms are marvelous, and there were so many angles and colors, and it just shocked me that this could be done so well. According to Sunset, the background is pale yellow to indicate Darkstalker's scroll, and has burnt areas to show the burns when Peril grabbed it. This is one of the most creative entries that was submitted, honestly. You just have to appreciate all the thought that went into its creation. I totally picture this as a WoF cover, and it's so cool to see it in Legends form. The submission in 15th place was created by Ren, #3301. They submitted 2 entries and had me pick my favorite, and this is the one I went with. Let me just begin by saying that this is gorgeous and a work of art. The unique patterns and stunning colors absolutely make it bounce out of your screen. The dragon here is a Sand Knight hybrid, and this is the cover for their book, Fool's Gold. What a creative title and magnificent design. There's just so much to look at here, from the details around the eyes to the talons and the wings. I just knew this one had to be included, because whoa! The 14th place entry belongs to 𝙈𝙤𝙬𝙁𝙁 the Rainwing. The round edges on your art style look so good. Combine that with an incredibly beautiful background, lifelike character expressions, and great lighting, and you'll have me as hooked as quickly as I was with this submission. I just love looking at and admiring the line art that seriously takes some work to make and match with the area of the dragon. But you knocked it out of the park. And the way you draw eyes, I have no words. This book takes place 150 years after the events of the Flames of Hope, following the adventures of a young sea-sand hybrid named Sandpiper. Dragonette is in for a surprise when she finds the hole of a fallen tree that leads to a whole new world, with a tribe hiding in there all along, the Birdwings. She's shown around their secret kingdom, but a threat has been terrorizing the tribe. Sandpiper's too scared to face this enemy. Will she face her fears, or will she die trying? I absolutely love this story idea, and the cover has me wanting to open it to the first page immediately. Ending up in 13th place, we have this cover drawn by 𝙈𝙤𝙁𝙁𝙀. Oh my goodness, just look at this. Super pretty background, lighting, wings, literally every single thing about this is a true masterpiece. If I saw it in a museum, I wouldn't even think twice. I'd honestly even snap a picture. 𝙈𝙤𝙁𝙁𝙁's character here is a Rain-Sea hybrid named 𝙈𝙊𝙁𝙁, and the story takes place in the future as well. She traverses the land with her friends, hunting for ancient secrets and treasures in long-forgotten places. What mysteries lurk in the enchanted grotto? That location itself seems so wondrous and full of possibilities. Wish this existed as a real book. But wow, I'm in pure and utter shock every time I look at this cover. The detail here is mesmerizing. I can't even say enough about how much work must have been put into this. It's just evidently radiating off the piece and its glory. In 12th place, our result was made by 𝙒𝙗𝙁𝙁𝙁. It's a Wings of Fire book based on an alternate universe where Whiteout was born with powers, but Darkstalker got jealous and took them from her. Can't even express in words how amazing this looks. I've never seen a background quite this uniquely gorgeous, and that paired with the splendiferous, I don't care if that's not a word, artwork. Like, wow! Whiteout's design in this is so different from anything I've seen before, and I am loving it. This cover has an absolutely great vibe to it, especially with the color choices, style, illumination, and darkness. I want to visit this location or read a book that takes place in a setting like it. Overall, my heart yearns for more content and more of your art. You have my jaw on the floor because of your talent, friend. In 11th place, we have 𝙈𝙤𝙁𝙁𝙁, the wonderfully talented artist who drew their hyping OC named 𝙈𝙤𝙁𝙁𝙁. He's the only known dragonette of Queen Wasp, and is older than the Tree Wars. It looks like something I would actually see in a Wings of Fire cover, and I love that. Background is highly detailed, the tarantula hawk on it just pops, and the title has me intrigued. Even the expression itself seems to tell a story of its own. The more I look at it, the more I love. Everything has so much thought put into it, like the designs carefully added to the wings, or the detail of the silk that connects the hives. Heck, even the book he's holding looks great. It takes a lot of skill to make something like this, especially with the background having to look so 3D through the hives in the background. It just brings everything to life. And now, it's time to enter the top 10 winners. Sydney Hamley, first off, I appreciate your kind message to me so much. It absolutely made my day, even month. And you'd be wrong about probably not winning, because the moment I saw your piece, I just knew I had to include it. I speak from the heart when I say this blew me away on every level necessary. This dragon looks awesome, and I can't even imagine how long it took to draw all those feathers. Can't even find the right words to describe this, my goodness. It's so alive, created with passion and love, overflowing with it in fact. I just know you're going to go great places someday with skills like this. I'm taken aback, to put it simply. I've never truly seen a fan cover like this in my life. Getting in 9th place, we have this color drawn by Artistic Moons. Do I even need to say anything? It's like I'm looking directly at the cover of the next WAF book, seriously. Your style is so detailed, professional, and fun. The scales, oh my, the scales! You do all those by hand? Voxine, the dragon, looks outstanding in this. Holy cow, would you look at that gold? It's so detailed and well thought out, I'm freaking out! Your hard work did not go to waste. It's so much fun to look at every corner, every line. Tui ever hosted a fan cover competition, I wouldn't be surprised to see yours as the cover of the next real book. Coming in at number 8, we have Lemon Cat. I'm not going to lie, I absolutely laughed out loud when I opened up this entry. This cover is from a WAF story that takes place in between the time where Thorn is starting to rise to power in the Scorpion Den, but still has to pay her taxes. Well, clearly she hasn't, or was framed, as shown by this cover. But seriously, this is hilarious and also so well drawn. Style is cartoony and expressive. The design for Thorn may honestly be one of my favorite ones out there. Great job with this one, it definitely did not disappoint. I think it's safe to say that I had just as much fun looking at it as you did making it. Nice original idea, by the way. For number 7, we have this entry submitted by 𝙈𝙤𝙬𝙁𝙁𝙁. Right away, can we all just admire the work on this tail barb? It just adds so much to the piece. But wow, I have no idea where to start with this. I mean, it's pure perfection, that's what it is. This cover is a Legends book on Palm and her story, and I agree with you that she's super interesting. I'd love to read her tale someday. The smoke, the ominous eye of Oasis in the background, the somber emotional expression that tells a story without words, and the lighting! I think we all should have a moment of silence to just look at this. Everything was added here with care, and I love it. I showed this one to my mom, and out of the ones I showed her, this was her favorite. She just couldn't stop looking at it. So now you have my approval and my mom's. But seriously, alone, this tells an entire tale. Now that's art. Maku, our 6th place winner, sent in this splendid piece. Wow, oh wow. This is just so pretty, I literally can't even speak. The fabulous color choices, the scales, the line art, the background with tons of depth. It's so mind-blowing, truly. This could seriously pass as an actual book cover, especially for Wings of Fire. That's just how amazing this turned out. Sunlight just adds even more to this visual masterpiece. I'm looking at true eye candy right here. And now it's time for our top 5 winners. Things will only get crazier from here, so hold on tight. Sparrowhawk Studios created this fan cover entry. To say I was shocked when I first saw it would be an understatement. This is everything I want in a cover and more. The setting is ominous, the lighting looks super cool, and the character and expression on the cover just make me so drawn to open it. This is so cool. It needs to be an official entry to the series. Sparrowhawk Studios said that this is a prequel to the third arc taking place during or after the Tree Wars. Dragon featured on the cover is actually 𝙒𝙀𝙀 prior to getting her injuries. This cover is absolutely insane and eerie, capturing every needed emotion with ease. And my goodness, I adore your art. I must see more. Coming in 4th place, we have this masterpiece created by 𝙈𝙤𝙁𝙁75. For anyone who saw my first art contest video, they actually have the cover they drew of 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙁, my OC, alongside the others. I thought that was such a cool detail. My goodness, it's just full of stunning visuals and great art. Even things like the earring are so intricately designed. The expression captured here, along with the setting, perfectly set the mood of the story, and I love it. The dragon featured here is a leaf silk hybrid named Petal. First off, I absolutely love that concept, especially her not being accepted into the village because of it. She later sets out on her own, creating her own destiny, and meeting friends along the way. I just love all the care that was put into this, and I don't think you realize how skilled you are. The depth in the background has me in awe, and the lighting is perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. I especially love how there's a front and back here, like a real WAF cover. You've earned my eternal respect with this mind-blowing entry. Our 3rd place winner is the wonderful Cydia, who sent in this paragon. How in the world did you draw this on paper? Whoa! The striking colors, the details featured in the background, and the love put into each dragon as you drew them? It's simply amazing. As soon as I saw this, I knew it would end up in the top 3 because how much of this is just spectacular. Every positive adjective in the world wouldn't be able to describe this. I honestly wish it was the cover for the Runaway Winglet itself. And I really, really like your version of the palace. In my opinion, it's way better than the canon design. The watercolors here are gorgeous, adding a whole new level of beauty to this entry. Every single thing I look at has so much thought and effort put into it, and it blows me away the more I admire it. Different angles and poses of the characters all make this come to life even more. Even things like the sky make me feel like I'm in a museum and admiring a work of art. So awesome. Ending up in 2nd place, we have this insane piece by 𝙈𝙈𝙁𝙁𝙁. Just look at this. It's so cinematic, so wonderful. The lighting, the background, even the tiny details in the dragon have been done so well. I have a massive appreciation for this and the emotions it conveys. It's just brimming with creativity, talent, and passion all over. And it needs to be the cover of an actual book. Once again, it feels like I'm in a museum and strolling around to look at the masterpieces inside. If Tui ever needs a new cover artist, you should be the first one she calls, because this is elegant and beautiful. You mastered everything you need to and delivered with this one. And now, it's time for our 1st place winner. I bet you're wondering how much crazier things could get, right? We've seen a ton of outstanding art in this video, but there's one entry in particular that caught my eye. So now it's time to reveal our 1st place submission. This is created by 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙀. I'm going to read you guys their full description of what the book might be like. This is what I would imagine as book 16 of the series. The 3rd continent holds new tribes of dragons and mysterious new magic. The main character of the book that is shown on the cover is a Cloudwing. This tribe has cloud aspects like thunder-shaped horns and cloud-like coloring. This dragon's name is Atlas. The continent is also dragon-shaped and has some strange terrain, like the floating islands in the clouds. I like to imagine that this is what some dragons from the Scorching came to escape the scavengers. They're way more evolved and they didn't have to face evil while arriving. Apart from the Cloudwings, other tribes also formed, but I'll leave that to your imagination to explore what they might look like. This is one of the most awe-inspiring, astounding, stupendous, and impressive works of art I have ever come across. Everything has been worked on hard. I can't even say enough. Even the intense thought put into the shapes of the floating islands has me in shock. I'm just going to go over this all in detail because it needs to be appreciated. The clouds look so soft that I could touch them, and realistic as well. Color choices here in general just radiate the vibes you're going for with this. Every star is drawn by hand, adding more to the image and fantasy. Shapes of floating islands look incredible, like I said, and there's just more evidence to the passion that was used to create this entry. The castle is stunning, to put it simply, with there even being a gorgeous bridge dragons can cross to get to it. The water is so shiny and detailed, and the building wedged underneath, I'm freaking out. The colors and lighting on each island in the sky look so professional, like what? And this cloud wing just looks magnificent, adding the extra touch to this eye candy. Once again, thank you all so much for entering. Looked at every single piece and enjoyed seeing your creations so much. Congratulations to our top 18 winners. You guys are truly so talented. It's hard to choose, but none of you disappointed with your submissions. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll be hosting other contests in the future, so don't worry if you couldn't make an entry or missed out on this one. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.